Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 on our series through the fruit of the Holy Spirit. And if this is your first time here, my name is Tim, and the goal for this entire series is for us to learn more about each fruit that the Apostle Paul lists and mentions in Galatians chapter 5, verses 22 to 23. And this is important because there's a lot of people out there who claim to be followers of Jesus Christ, but then they live in a way that doesn't honor or represent Christ at all. People can be fake and people can pretend to be a Christian. You can say all the right words, you can put on a good smile, and you can even put on a good spiritual act in front of others. But none of that matters if there is no fruit in your life. And so the Bible, it gives us these signs and these clear indicators of what a genuine and what a sincere faith looks like. And it really comes down to the fruit that we bear in our lives. And the Apostle Paul tells us that when the Spirit is living inside us, it's going to produce this real and this lasting fruit. And so the main idea for this entire series is this: your faith is proved by your fruit. And today, we're gonna take a look at the fruit of joy. So let's get started. Number 1. Joy is deeper than happiness. You can lose happiness in a moment, right? Just like that. If you get a bad grade, if you go through a breakup, or if you go through any financial loss, happiness is nowhere to be found. And that's because happiness is tied to what's happening in your life. Now, here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having happiness. God created all these emotions, and so happiness is a good thing to have. But the Bible also tells us that we are not to build our lives on something that is temporary. And so emotions and our feelings, they shift and they change, just like the weather. But when it comes to joy, joy transcends all of our circumstances. Joy is fixed, it's steady, and it's constant. And so there's a depth to having joy in life, even when it feels like everything else is crumbling around us. And so joy is like this anchor because it's based on who is with us, which is Jesus. And check out what Jesus told his disciples right before he was about to be crucified. In John chapter 16, it says this: "Now is your time of grief, but I will see you again, and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy." And so Jesus was preparing his disciples for the difficulty and the hardship that was going to come. But at the same time, he also promised them that their joy would never be taken away. And that's the difference between happiness and joy. Happiness is based on moments, but joy is based on a relationship with God. Number 2, joy is strengthened in hardship. Here's a hard truth for a lot of us to hear. Joy and pain can exist at the same time. And so you can cry, you can struggle, and you can be waiting for a very long time and still have joy. And that's because joy is not the absence of pain or hardship, but joy is the presence of God that is with us in any circumstance, right? That's why one of the titles that's given to Jesus is Emmanuel, which means God with us. James chapter 1, verses 2 to 3 says this: "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance." So let's think about how gold is made. Gold goes through fire in order for it to be refined and so that any of its impurities can be removed. And so genuine gold, real gold, must go through the process of refinement. And in the same way, our joy is deepened and it's made genuine in the darkest moments of our lives. That's when our joy gets refined, and that's when we develop perseverance. And so true joy asks a different question in the midst of our suffering and our hardship. Instead of asking, "Why me?" true joy asks, "God, what are you doing in me?" Number 3, joy is a witness to the world. There's a lot of Christians out there that try to prove Jesus and Christianity through debates and apologetics and all these arguments, which are great and they're absolutely needed. But in my humble opinion, I think that one of the greatest ways that you and I can show Jesus and share the gospel message is in how we live. It's having this authentic and genuine joy in our lives. Because here's the thing, no one can explain the kind of joy that we have, especially in the middle of our suffering and our loss. When the world sees a Christian who still has peace And joy, even after losing a job or after losing a loved one, that's what gets people attention. That kind of joy doesn't make sense to the entire world because it's not natural, right? It's absolutely not natural, but it's supernatural, and it's possible when we have the Holy Spirit living inside us. And so when we can rejoice even in hardship, that's when people start to notice. That's when they become curious. That's when they start to wonder how they can still have that kind of joy even after all that suffering and hardship. And that's when the door opens to share the truth that true joy isn't built on circumstances, but it's built in Jesus Christ. So I'm going to share 3 things that we can do to grow our joy. Number 1, stay close to Jesus. Joy is a byproduct of being close to Jesus. And so the closer you are to him, the more that his joy rubs off on us. John chapter 15 verse 5 says this, I am the vine and you are the branches. If a man remains in me and I in him, he will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. So spend time daily in God's presence, in prayer, in worship, and the word. Number 2, stay grateful in every season. You see, joy and gratitude go hand in hand. They grow and they belong together. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 verses 16 to 18 says this, rejoice always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances. Get into the habit of thanking God for everything, whether it be something small or even if it's really big. God is worthy of all of our thanksgiving, and that will shift our perspective on everything. Number 3, serve others in humility. Joy grows when you stop focusing on what you don't have and when you start blessing others with what we do have. Acts chapter 20 verse 35 says this, it is more blessed to give than to receive. So find ways to bless others as Christ has blessed you. And if you do these 3 things, I guarantee that your joy will grow more and more each day. Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a lot. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.